Greetings, grasshoppers. This is your RJ Redden here on the bot signal. And today is a great day because today we talk about governmental regulations. Now, attempt to hold back your excitement about these things. I'm going to explain GDPR to you in plain English, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get your bot compliant. It is a very important thing. This GDPR I'm talking about goes into effect on Friday. So there is a lot going on, and I'm going to dive right in right after I get some of these comments. Tish is here now. Now it's a party. Diana Richardson, hello. How you doing? We need to chat. Very good. And Stephen Healy is here. So we got it going on today, brothers and sisters. It is officially a party. So what is GDPR? In plain English, and this is what the title really stands for: General Data Protection Regulation. It's all about how people online are collecting and using data, right? It's for folks' protection. It's a good thing, this GDPR, because, people have abused other people's information since information was available. It didn't start on the internet, people, but the internet has been a power tool to help people who want to abuse information. The internet has empowered them to do so. And so these regulations have been coming up. Now, this GDPR, this is not a law that was passed here in the States. It was passed over in Europe. It protects every citizen of the European Union. Everyone, whether they live abroad or next door. And people don't always tell you, hello, my name is RJ and I have dual citizenship. No, you may not know who has it and who doesn't. So it's time to protect yourself. Now, if you have a website out there, there are specific things that you need to do to protect your website. That is not what the show is about. I will be giving you guys a link later in the comments that will keep you up on what websites need to do. That's a separate subject. There's a couple things you can do to protect yourself there. Today, we're going to talk about how it affects your bots. Now, what does the regulations say? It says this, and it is really simple. It just says that if you're going to collect and use other people's information, first name, last name, email address, those are typical things that people use, then you need to ask for consent. You need to give people a way to opt out if they don't want their information used. And you need to also tell them why it's being used. For instance, it's as simple as this, and I did this yesterday. I sent a little broadcast out to my bot, and I said, listen, Facebook gives me a certain amount of information because even if you're not collecting and sending this information out to a third party, to a CRM, to a spreadsheet, even if it stays within ManyChat, you still have it technically. And I use one piece of information pretty much standard in my bot. That is people's first name, because hey, you is obnoxious. And so I got on yesterday and did a little broadcast to everybody. And I said, hey, I pretty consistently use your first name. That is the only, and I only use it inside the bot. Do I have your permission to use your first name so I don't have to call you hey, you? All I did was get on and just say, this is the piece of information that I'm allowed to see about you. This is exactly how I'm using it. Do I have your permission to do that? And I did that with everybody who has subscribed to me up to this point. This is what the data protection regulation is about. Just if you're going to use people's information, ask their consent. Give them a way out of it if they don't want their information used. I had a couple people yesterday who clicked through everything and then gave me a, no, I don't want you to use my first name when you're doing broadcasts in the bot. I have a way around that now. So give people a yes, no opportunity. Ryan is here as well. Yes, power tools are not all bad. The way you use power tools, Ryan Ridgely, it's a symphony, and we all know this. And I hope you are having a wonderful time while working your tail off to get some stuff out, because I know your business is busy right now. Very good. So here's the deal. First deal you need to know. Get consent whenever you ask for new information. And just be upfront with people. Be honest and tell them why it's being used. This is all you need to do. This is not a problem, really. Isn't this how we'd like to be treated? I mean, for me, my bot, I took a little look in a couple places, and I'll tell you what I did to fix. But it was really all in the of, wow, somebody risked enough to ask me whether I'd like this, information shared or whatever. I think that that's a wonderful way to treat people, and I'm so glad this is coming into place on Friday. So get consent when you ask for info. If up to this point, you've been using your bot, but you haven't been collecting email addresses and sending them off to a CRM, if you decide to do that, a customer relationship management platform, sorry, I said some letters there and I didn't explain them. If you're collecting, if you decide at some point to start collecting emails in the future and sending those off to a spreadsheet, just get on and say, hey, everybody, I'd really love your email address. I'm going to start sending out emails periodically. Would you like to be on my list? In the bot, you give them a yes and a no path. Tag everybody who says yes with wants to be on the email list, and use that information however you'd like. It's fine. But you have to ask. You have to give them a way out. And you have to tell them what it's for. People are tired of their information being taken by many, many people and used in many ways, some of which are nefarious. That's your word for the day, everyone. Nefarious. And that's, people are tired. And this is happening. So users can also request, according to this new law, they can request that they can download the information that you get about them, that they can change the information that you have about them, or that you can remove the information that you have about them. Now, if you are on ManyChat, as I am, there are tools that will help you do this. So if somebody comes to me on Monday after this law goes into effect on Friday and says, hey, I'd still like to be in your bot, but I just want to remove all my personal information, I can make that happen in the bot. ManyChat's made it pretty easy for us by making us a few tools on the right quick. Thanks, ManyChat team. Sending you more caffeine. You know I am. And so people will be able to request this stuff. People want to know. I mean, there's been a huge awakening interest in what's going to happen to my data now, which I think is great. You know what? These problems have been around for so long, and people have been abused by this. So it's time. It's time to make some stuff happen. Make it super, if you're not in ManyChat or if you don't know how to do this, make it super easy for them to be able to remove their information, edit the information, see what information you get. Make it easy for people. Why? We always talk about creating an unforgettable user experience. We always talk about making people feel seen and cared about inside your chatbot. Making these operations that people are going to be able to ask for as of Friday. They're going to be able to ask these things. Make it easy for them. They will feel cared about, even if they're removing their information. Isn't that funny? Going back to the little broadcast I did yesterday, letting everybody know, hey, this is going on. Can I use your first name? Having those few people say no. the next time they get a broadcast, it's going to say hi, and then I'm going to have a fallback there of not you, but something. And it won't have their first name because I don't have permission to use it anymore. But they're going to see that, and they're going to feel like somebody's listening, somebody cares. Like people so want to feel that way. They just want to feel listened to, cared about, and seen. And make your bot do that. That will make it take off. Yes, it is all about being human, Aaron. It's all about that personal touch. It's all about thinking about how you want to be treated online, honestly. Okay, so there was a time, my friends. We're going back to the olden days for a second. There was a time when none of this was possible. Like, I remember, okay, I'm going to date myself and you're all going to love it. 1992, freshman year in college. I am looking at a green computer screen and I am seeing something called an email. It was amazing. I mean, like, there were these bulletin boards, that you could be on, and you could ask for lyrics to a song and like somebody would type them in for you. It was insane. It was magnificent. You no longer had to wait for information. It just came to you. The world has been changing so quickly. Everything that we can do is so amazing and cool. Sometimes we forget that there's a dark side. There's a dark side, my friends. And they have cookies, and those cookies don't have chocolate chips, is what I'm saying to you. Anyway, got distracted. Let's see what Ryan has to say. Oh, Content Makers Net is here. Hello. Glad you showed up today. Ryan says, this seems very Greek to me. Oh, it absolutely is. Ryan, don't you worry. You're my client. Well, we're getting this we're going to make this happen. I'm starting to wonder if I need to spend more hands-on time with my bot instead of depending on my bot. You are doing just fine though. You are doing just fine. So fantastic. 1992, 4th grade, Oregon Trail. Yes, I have been killed by dysentery, and Number Cruncher. Wow. Yeah, baby. I won't go back to the olden days completely for you and tell you what I first thought about computers, which, spoiler alert, I thought they were the biggest waste of time I'd ever seen when I was 8. Anyway, back to GDPR. So users can request their information from you at any time and just make it easy for them. Make it super easy. Give them the white glove Disneyland experience through your bot. They'll remember you. Also, send an announcement and get consent. What I did yesterday. If you're already subscribed to my bot, you got it yesterday. Not just type comments there, and that will get you subscribed. You'll get a little reminder 15 minutes before my shows if you would like that, and you'll be subscribed. I sent out an announcement yesterday, and I'll send it out to everybody who joins today and everybody who joins in the future, that I do see a little bit of their information and that none of it will be used outside the bot. And that's, just tell people, because you have to, for GDPR, you have to get everybody who's a past subscriber as well. Not just people who are going to subscribe to your bot after Friday. You got to back everybody. Get everybody that is in your bot and say, hey, is it cool that I use your information within this bot? Okay. Now, here is, flashback. Proud to present this flashback. Very good. My friend's dad designed Oregon Trail. How has this never come up? How's this never come up? All right. Anyway, back to business here. For a best practice, and I did this yesterday as well, I added a privacy policy to my bot. It was ridiculously easy. I will give you the link in which I used to do this. By the way, this privacy policy has not been looked over by a lawyer. Please do not take this as legal advice. Not a good sign for me. Do I look legal to you? No, but I have a privacy policy on my website and I have a privacy policy in my bot. And basically what it states is that you can, this is what I would use information for. This is the kind of information that I would use. And if I ever ask for information, I'm going to tell you why I want it. And I'm going to give you a way out of it if you don't want to use it, if you don't want to share it with me. That's really all that it says. It's 4 or 5 paragraphs long. And if you type the word privacy policy in my bot, you will get a copy of my bot privacy policy. These, some people just want a little bit extra. This is a best practice. You don't have to do this in any way, but I did this because it just is it's really nice for people. It just shows you're covering your bases. So the last, Tara Tamiko comes. We need to talk, Tara. We need to talk. Let's see here. So adding a privacy policy is a great idea. If you are a website person, you know that these things have needed really to be on your website for years, but now you really, really need it on. I ended up adding terms and conditions and privacy policy on the website just to get my Facebook ads running like last summer or something like that. But having one on your bot is great. And you know what? As plain English as you can go with it, the better that it is, because again, people aren't really expecting to read legal documents in Messenger. So as plain English as you can go, that'll be awesome for you. And then when that stuff is all done, check your front doors. We always talk about on this show, kind of think about your bot as a house with different doors, different openings to it. Those openings are technically called growth tools in ManyChat, but it has many front doors. Are you using people's information? Are you doing the high first name thing that I recommend to everybody that I coach on their bots? And when I build bots, I always build it in there. Are you using their first name? If you are, just go ahead and back check and get that permission. And write it in your front door now. Just add a couple of sentences wherever you welcome people into your bot, whether it's a Facebook ad, whether it's a comment growth tool like I used, whether it's, just sharing a link out. Make sure that everywhere that people enter your bot, they're just given a little shot on the very basics of what your privacy policy is, and then give them a little button if they want to. If they want to go ahead and do this, then they give them a yes, no option always. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be doing to my clients' bots as well. This next week, I just got back from vacation yesterday, and I just ran full smack into this GDPR thing. So it's been a great week so far. Yeah, so that's kind of, you love the GIF. Hey, Jason. Very good. I love her so much. And Tara, you did nothing. We just need to hang out because we're dear friends, and I would love to pass on some of the GDPR stuff to you. So let me know when you have time. So check your front doors. Check all of the flows that are currently active. I don't know, I know a lot of people are watching this from a lot of places. Check all of your flows to see if there is somewhere that you're using information. If you have asked for people's email in the bot and they have given it to you, that does imply consent. You may want to back up with those people. This is kind of optional. You just may want to back up with those people and say, hey, this is what I'm using it for. But if you have in the bots, hey, can I and typed in your email address, then that counts as consent. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. Any information that you've asked for and gotten, that is okay. Going forward, you're just going to want to say, listen, this is what I need. You don't have to give it to me if you don't want to. Just click this button if you don't want to. And this is what I'm using it for. just treat people how you want to be treated on the internet. This is really what the GDPR is about. So very good. And that's really what this is all about. So, kind of just going back to what the GDPR is, it is, coming out at just about a month or so after the Zuckerberg before Congress thing. Coincidentally enough, I believe he's sitting before some European folks today, probably wearing a tie, sipping water, and his friends are having a watch party. Yeah, I know. But this is kind of that data breach brought up a lot of stuff with people. Now, everybody's collecting your information. Google's collecting it. That's how they know which ads to show you in your email if you use Gmail. Everybody's collecting it, but it's going to start to come into people's awareness now just how much is out there and how other people are managing this. Very good. Do you manage bots or just teach? Yeah, I do both. Some people come to me and they're like, okay, I want you to build this and I want to know how to do it in case, you fall into a coma or something. And some people are like, teach me. I just want to do this on my own. So I just cover the spectrum. I've been teaching people technology for 20 years. And I recently, as of last June, I guess it's almost a year anniversary now is when I got into bots. But I made that my full-time business once I came upon them. And why did I do that? Let me just cover that and tie that back to GDPR, because I got into bots. They were so amazing to me, not because, oh, look, people don't have to give their name and email address. They just have to click the button and you are connected with them. Yeah, that's cool. Open rates, hey, they're cool. I'm not going to tell you I don't love them, because I do. But the main reason that I got into bots is because it is the very first time that I've seen a marketing tool, my friends, give people respect and space and allow them to choose their own adventure. Can you think of any other marketing tool that does that? If you can, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Please tell me, because I can't come up with anything. Email? It's a blast. It's a blast to a whole bunch of people hoping somebody will come back. Yeah, it's a connection to someone's inbox, but how many inboxes do you have? I'm a geek, so I have over 10, but don't use me. How many inboxes do people have and abandon? How many times do you give out a junk email address? Just like the fake phone number at the bar. Don't tell me you didn't do that, because I did that too. Anyway, email is a place where people go to work. Messenger is a place where people go to talk to people and businesses they care about. Be a business they care about. This GDPR stuff is nothing but good for us. Hey, it's an excuse to blow the dust off of those broadcasts and use them and get to know your audience and what they prefer for data. It's a great opportunity to do that. But more than that, it is inviting respect back into the marketing space by saying, hey, these are the rules. Let me catch up on the comments here. Teresa, Google has gotten creepy with what they do with info. You don't even have to search for something and they market it to you. I know, and I'm still using Chrome. So I know, right? It's kind of that situation now where it's like, ooh, do I want to step into this water or not? But also the best browser out there and the one that works with BeLive. And so, it's a tough choice sometimes, but inviting respect back into that space instead of just allowing the people in charge to do whatever the hell it is they do. I don't know what they do. Do you know what they do? No. Just allowing, whatever to happen. I'm really glad this is coming into effect. It's a little bit of back and my clients and everybody who has a bot or a website, don't forget about those. But in the end, it's absolutely going to be worth our time. So what questions do you have about GDPR? type them in. I'll answer everything that I know, and what I don't know, I'll go back and look up and comment on it later. Happy to answer the questions because I think that this is a cool thing. And I love everything that invites respect and space into the marketing process. It allows us to say, you're a human being. Can I use your data? I'm just going to use it for this. Is that okay? The thing that I've forgotten as well is that after Friday, if a person says, hey, where did I give you permission to use that thing? Where did I give you permission to use my first name or use my email? You have to be able to get a screenshot of that and, send it back to them and say, well, here's explicitly where you gave your consent. Or if, it's going to be a little while, okay, but there will eventually be auditors that are, that people can appeal to, and they can ask you as well. So it is an important thing to be able to screenshot that, to really, yes, here's where consent was given. Ryan says, if you don't conduct international business, does this apply? Now, if you don't know Ryan, he is the greatest woodworker ever, and he is located right in the Midwestern area of the country. Doesn't do too much actual business right outside your realm. For your case, Ryan, would you ever sell internationally? Okay. How about this? I know that you have some products like the bath board, or the little peg game made with the casings. I know that you have small products. Would you ever, if somebody was interested, if you got some interest on that, would you ship that overseas? If you're ever thinking about shipping overseas or something like that, even though you do most of your business right there where you're located, I would say you do need to be compliant there. If you're never ever planning on shipping beyond the continental United States, don't worry about it for your bot. Think about it though for your website. I can't remember whether you have an email sign up on your website or not. If you have an email sign up on your website, you're going to need to modify that. Because even though it's a newsletter, or if you're sending one of your videos out or something like that, you're still collecting and processing information. And so if you collect any information at all on your website, please do update your websites. And again, I will throw a link down in the bottom for those of you who are wondering about that problem now. I will throw a link afterwards, and this link gives you a few quick tips on how to update your website for this thing. Jason says, good question, Ryan. Can you also gear the bots to one country? I have followers all over. That's a good one. So as far as I know, Jason, let me throw that question up here. As far as I know, Jason, you can't gear the bots toward one country, because it's an opt-in process. So you've got a bot, you've got a link that you share with people, or you tell people to type in live during your show to get, subscribe for reminders or whatever. You're giving people a doorway into your bot. There is no way that I can bar people from, let's say, Barcelona, because I know Tara's on here. Let's say I want to ban people, outside the United States. There's no way to do this. What you can do though, Jason, is because if you have followers from all over, there are certain messages that are only going to apply to this region of the world or this country or whatever. You can tag people as to location and only send a message to a region that it applies to. Does that make sense to you? So let me just put that in real terms for you. If you have followers from all over, and one thing that you can see through ManyChat is what time zone a person is from. They won't tell you I'm from this town in Germany, but it will say the UTC right there. So you know this person is, from overseas. You can tag people who are from overseas. And then if you have a message that is only going to go out to your US followers, then you can set it so that the message only goes out to the people in the US. Or if you're going to be appearing somewhere and doing a show, you can say, hey, I've got a live show in Texas and I want to locate, everybody who might be around there. Those things you can each depends on